welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be cooking these. I've never cooked these before. What I think I'm going to do is cut them open and stuff them with some kind of rice mix with like onions and garlic, and roast them in the oven. I've read that you should pre-bake these first and then stuff them and then further cook them. These are Pattypan squash that I grew at my allotment. As you can see, these are the curry squash that I've picked from my allotment. I've used one already and saved all the seeds. I'll just show you what else I've got here. So these are the onions from my allotment as well. I braided those ones and then I have some more in a bag there. And these are also from my allotment. These are ones that I've picked mostly today. All different colours ripening up. So I'm going to start by, I'm just going to take the lid off. I'm not going to cut them directly in half because I want to stuff them like a bowl, and then I'm going to put the cook lid back on top so it's just looks a bit nicer for presentation. So I have no idea what these are like inside because I've never grown them before. So we're just going to slice one open. I'm actually very surprised. I don't know why. I thought they were going to be a bit like a pumpkin inside, and I guess in some ways they are, but they remind me a bit more of a courgette. So I'm just going to scoop out the centre where the seeds are, and then obviously when it's got the rice in, I'm going to pop the lid back on. So I've scooped them out. I just wanted to show you what it looks like because they're actually very much like the texture of like a melon or a courgette. So this is actually the lid, but because it's quite deep, I may actually just stuff all 6 of them. So I've just put a little bit of oil on the tray and just rubbed the flesh side down, and then I've just put a little bit of salt and pepper, and then I'm going to bake them like this for about 15 minutes and then check on them, and then fill them with my rice mix that I'm going to make next. What I like to do is make things up as I go along using whatever I've got at home or in my allotment. So anyway, any little bits I don't use, I've got my little compost bin, and then I take that straight down to the allotment. These are some of the beans. These aren't the type that I've used. Let me find one, these sort of dwarf fine beans. I've cut up a few of those. This is some sweet corn I cooked the other day, which I'm going to pop in as well. I've got a few tomatoes, and then this is some of my little garlic that I've added in. So I've just got some red onion and garlic in here. How about that for some contrasting colour? I do love colourful food. These have had 15 minutes. It's actually brought out the green in them. It doesn't really show on the camera, but they're like a minty green. I'm just going to turn it over so I can see how... they're still pretty firm, but I think once they've been in the oven with the rice, they should be cooked. So I've just had a feel of the other ones and they do feel a lot softer. I think it's just this bigger one in the middle that is going to take just a little bit longer. An array of colour, it's beautiful. I love all the different colours. I've just put a little bit of salt in. I'm just going to add a bit of pepper and then just a little bit of tomato puree and add my rice. So I've added a couple of big handfuls of rice, about 1.5 tablespoons of tomato puree. I'm just going to give this a mix before I add water. So I've added my water. I'm just going to let this boil and soak up. I did add a little bit of this pesto seasoning which I got from TK Maxx. So I've got 6 of these. I'm just going to put a little bit of grated cheese on top, and then I'm going to pop them back in for another 15 minutes and see if they're done after that. So I've just taken them out the oven. These have had about 20 to 25 minutes. They look gorgeous, especially with the little bit of grated cheese that I put on top. I've done a little bit of broccoli with it, so I'm just going to plate them up. I'm just going to finish with a little spinach beet from my allotment. Just finely sliced because I don't have any herbs. And there we have it, stuffed patty pans with tomato and garlic rice and some broccoli.